Hello, my dear friends. Hope you all be fine and doing well. Thank you so much for joining me again. My dear friends, this is the fifth video of chess traps. So in this video, I am going to show you how you can trap your opponent if your opponent plays against you, the Queen's Gambit opening. So my dear friends, let's get started the game. For example, if your opponent starts the pawn by pushing it into d4, and here you just simply push the pawn into d5. Now your opponent is playing the base move, and that is c4. My dear friend, this is called Queen's Gambit. So your opponent is playing the Queen's Gambits against you. So in here you have option to take the pawn, but that is not a good move. So now you have the base move, and you have to use from this opportunity, and you should attack by pushing the pawn into e5. Now your opponent is confused, and he has different options to play. For example, if he decides to take your pawn, and here you should not take, keep in mind, my dear friends, you should not take the pawn. For example, if you take the pawn, so now your opponent is taking your queen. After you take it back with your king, so now your opponent destroyed your castle and damage. You are not going to go castle. So that's why you should not take that pawn. So what you should do instead, in this here, if your opponent takes your pawn, and here I am suggesting you, please push your pawn into d4. Your opponent cannot stop this pawn. So the only way is to stop this pawn from moving forward is pushing the pawn into e3. And also this is a very good move for white. For example, in here, if you should not take it, if you take again, this move is coming, and also your opponent is taking the priority and also removing your castle. So in here you have the best move, and that is giving check by your bishop. So your opponent is covering this check by his bishop and also attacking to your bishop. For example, coming back after that, I'm explaining why he is not covering this check by his knight, because in here your opponent blocked his bishop, so his bishop cannot go. That's why it is not a good move. Therefore it was the good option for your opponent to play the bishop into d2. Now in here you just simply take the pawn. So now a little bit tricky. Your opponent is seeing that your bishop has no defender, so that's why your opponent is deciding to take your bishop. So in here you have another brilliant move, and that is taking the pawn into f2 and giving a check. My dear friends, in here your opponent is not taking this pawn by his king, because you are taking his queen. So that's why if your opponent calculates, so that's why he just, instead of taking, so he is taking his king into e2. Now you have another fantastic move, taking the knight and giving a fantastic check. So in here your opponent, the best move is taking. So simply he is taking. Now you are giving this fantastic check. You are giving this check and attacking to the queen. So your opponent has only 2 squares to go. For example, if he goes here, so simply you are taking the queen and giving check. So in here you see, my dear friends, your opponent has only 1 square to go, and he is going to that square, and you are again having the best move, and that is giving another check. You are giving another check, and your opponent king is coming into g3. My dear friends, in here you have lots of options. For example, you have this option to take the rook, you have this option to take the pawn, but in here you should do the best move, and that is giving check by your queen. Now you sacrifice your bishop, because your opponent cannot go to these squares as it's controlled by your queen. So your opponent has 2 options. The first one is coming to e4, or the second option is to take your bishop. Maybe your opponent is deciding to take your bishop by his king. Now you are giving a very, very nasty check by your pawn. So in here your opponent has only one square to go, because all these squares controlled by your queen. And also this one is controlled by your pawn. So he has only one place to go. He is going to h4. So now in here you have checkmate in only one move. Can you find it, my dear friends? Yes, definitely. You should push the pawn and checkmate into g5. This is a pawn mate. So see, my dear friends, in here you controlled every squares by your queen and by your pawns. So in this way, you can trap your opponent or any player if they are playing against you the queen's gambit. So sometimes it's not happening in the rapid game, but be careful in bullets game and billet game, it's happening, and more than 100 times happened. If you didn't watch the video, so please go and watch some videos. So these traps has been taken from inside the games of grandmasters. So thank you so much, my dear friends, for watching this fantastic video. I hope you enjoyed from watching this video. If you are interested in the videos and the contents like this, please subscribe the channel, share it with your friends. In this way, you are motivating me to make lots of good videos in the future and make the chess fun for you. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.